Number 6, we got A through D here. Number 6A, what is the definition of a mole? Well, a mole is defined as the amount of particles, meaning the number of particles equal, the amount of particles equal to the number of atoms in exactly 12 grams of the carbon-12 isotope. So if we only have the specific isotope carbon-12 and we have exactly 12 grams, however many number of atoms of carbon-12 it takes to make 12 grams, that's the number that a mole defines. Now, that ends up being an incredibly large number, and it might seem like a very convoluted or arbitrary definition. It kind of is. But it's simply a standard. It's simply a standard that was created so that we would have a unit to work with on normal scales, on like the normal amount of substance that you would have. You can't really pick up 2 or 3 atoms on our human scale. You're going to be picking up a few grams of something at least. So a mole of atoms is much more convenient for the relative sizes and quantities that we use. B, what is the abbreviation for mole? It's not a very creative abbreviation, right? This is how you spell mole. All we do is leave out the E. All we do is that. That's how you represent mole. That's an abbreviation. You're really only leaving out one letter. It's not that impressive. C, how many particles are in 1 mole? In this definition, it's the number of particles equals to the number of atoms in exactly 12 grams of carbon-12. But what is that number? What is that number? Mr. Johnson has said a few times that it's a very large number, but what is it? It is 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd. So, if I were to have access to 12 grams, exactly 12 grams of carbon-12, I would have this many carbon atoms. I would have this many carbon atoms, 6.022. And there are several more figures that go on after that. It gets pretty exact, but for our purposes, the number of significant figures that I'd like you to remember is 4, right? 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd particles in every single mole. Now, this number has a name. And what is the name given to the number of particles in the mole? It is Avogadro's number. Now, it's given a name because just saying 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd, it gets a little bit tiresome. And it's named. It's a very significant number. You use it in a lot of different situations. And you will use it in a lot of situations in this course. But it's named in honor of a scientist, Amadeus Avogadro, because he did a lot of this work. And so this number, when it was eventually determined, was named in honor of him.